Hey, what is good with y'all? It's your boy King Avery, and today we're gonna be talking about the Game Boy and some other juicy stuff. Now, before we go ahead and get started, be sure to smash that like button. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes, and also don't forget to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Let's get started. Now, I was thinking to myself, I heard about the idea about the controller and all this stuff, and we all know the Nintendo NX is coming out this year, and everybody's getting extremely super hyped about it. But I had a theory that popped into my head, and I said to myself, you know what? If implemented correctly, this could be an amazing, awesome, great, super fantastic idea, and Nintendo needs to run with it. Now, my thought was, okay, so the NX is supposedly, it has a screen. You know, supposedly you can play console games on the go and all of this. And I said to myself, well, what if the new controller was a new Game Boy? So let's say the controller is called a Game Boy, and then you have the NX. You know, it comes all packaged together, and you can use the Game Boy to control the NX. So instead of going and furthering the DS line, we redo the Game Boy line. Now, as a lot of y'all know, recently Nintendo has went ahead and they went back to their old logo, which is the red and the white. So, you know, it has the red interface and then it has the white background. And we all signify that with, you know, back in the day when Nintendo was working with power and all of that great stuff, and when Nintendo was king of the consoles. Now, as of lately, you know, they've been using the white and the gray logos, and they kind of faded off a little bit, you know, ever since the Wii had its initial launch, and then it started dwindling down, and then it dwindled down even more with the Wii U. Things have just been kind of going south. Let's be honest, a lot of the Nintendo fans are abandoning ship or won't even show their faces, you know, because they're hiding, because they don't want anybody to know that they're a Nintendo fan, because Nintendo has been doing pretty terrible with their marketing lately. And I don't blame Nintendo, because I think the Wii U is a great console and it could have been huge. It could have been a big major deal, but I think the Wii brand of it really killed it, because it was too similar to the Wii, and the Wii U just looked like a controller that was an add-on, and everybody was like, is that an add-on? You add that to the Wii? And people were even going in stores all the time asking about, oh yes, can we get this game? Can we get that game? And then come to find out they own a Nintendo Wii and they can't play Nintendo Wii U games. So I said to myself, I was like, you know what? Maybe they're gonna go old school with this. Maybe they're gonna kill off the DS. Do we really need dual screens? Kind of, not really. But what if you went ahead and you took one screen and you made it decent as well as a touch screen? Now, if you made it a touch screen, that one screen, you could take it on the go. It's kind of like a tablet in a sense. You know, you'd probably be able to watch YouTube on it. You know, play video games on it. Maybe this is the reason why we haven't seen Pokemon Sun and Moon. You know, maybe because it's for the new controller slash console. Remember, this is supposed to be a hybrid. You know, at least allegedly, the console is a hybrid. So maybe it is a Game Boy and an NX. And I just used this picture right here. It's just a concept art someone did, but you see how it actually has control buttons and all of that kind of slide out from behind. It's kind of neat, but it looks like it's probably a little uncomfortable. Even though that screen, even though it looks gigantic here, it's really only 5 inches in size. But anyways, I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? If they went ahead and used Game Boy, everybody knows the Game Boy name. It's familiar, everybody knows it, just like everybody kind of knows the DS name now, because it's become so huge. But if you went ahead, where are we gonna go with, you know, the 3DS? Are we gonna do a 3DS XL Lite, you know, or a 4D DS or 4DDS. So anyways, maybe they're gonna go back with the Game Boy because it was so huge and so popular. And if you actually look inside of the trailer for the Pokemon game, you see they kind of did like a throwback to it, showing the original Game Boy where Pokemon first started out, and then they moved on up to Color Advanced and, you know, SP and all of them, and then up to the DS, 3DS, you know. So it is a possibility that the Game Boy is going to return. Maybe, you know, it could be sooner than later. A lot of people are thinking, well, maybe the controller, or should I say, maybe the handheld isn't gonna come until next year, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's technically really coming this year. And you know, because from what I have heard from a lot of developers out there that are technically verified, supposedly, they are saying that the controller, it has a screen and it also has physical buttons. Now, think about it. If you had a Game Boy, it would have a screen, you know, physical buttons, and it could technically play games. You could play games on the go. So maybe you could play like a down version of the NX game on your Game Boy, and vice versa. When you turn the Game Boy on, you could play it on your TV and play the game up there. So it kind of, you know, goes back and forth, as well as, you know, there's all the rumors about it supporting Amiibo, and it can connect with smartphones and everything and sync stuff up. And a lot of people are saying it has a form build of Android, which, you know, a lot of the games on Android are, you know, touchscreen based. So it's a possibility that a lot of those games will just convert right over and you'll just use it right on the Game Boy screen without even having to use the controls. But anyways, those are my thoughts and opinions on that. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed the thought of this, actually go ahead and get it out there. Retweet it, put it on Twitter. You know, get people in front of it. Maybe Nintendo might run with it. But anyways, it's your boy King Avery, and I'm signing out. Peace.